Hey everybody, it's Jim from Cigars and Other Dude Stuff. Today I am smoking the Padron 3000 Natural Wrapper. I got to tell you, this is one of my favorite cigars, and I've smoked a ton of them. Also have smoked the Maduro version, which all of the Padrones come in. The truth of the matter is, both the Maduro and Natural are really good. So if you're thinking about which one is better, this is an all Nicaraguan cigar grown on the Padron farms near Esteli. And Padron is what some people call vertically integrated. In other words, they do everything from the seed right through putting the cigars in the boxes and sending them out. So they do everything from start to finish. And that gives them a lot of control over the process. And so over the years, since 1964 when they started, they have really refined the whole process and make some really, really good cigars, I think. The regular Padron line, though, is kind of the everyman's line. The Vitola that I'm smoking here is the 3000, and it sells for under $10 if you buy a box of 26. And even in single and retail are about $10. So it's a good price performer, a good solid cigar for a pretty fair price. The story of Padron is kind of interesting. Jose Padron, who founded the company in 1964, fled Cuba in 1962, and he didn't have two nickels to rub together. And he was getting government relief, and his government relief representative that he went to is kind of his case manager, I guess, one time gave him a hammer and said, "I'm giving you a hammer, use it to get a job as a carpenter, and maybe you can get off government assistance." Jose took him at his word, and he was a gardener during the day and had a carpentry business at night. And within 2 years, he managed to save $600, which back in the early 60s was a lot more than it is now. And what he did is he started Padron Cigar Company. Eventually, they moved to Nicaragua, and it became the company they are today. And it's still a family business, run as a family business. One thing I like about Padron is they don't come out with a new line of cigars every week like a lot of companies do. They do a few lines, and they do them very well. The 1926, 1964 Family Reserve, which is really a spin-off of the 1964 Damasu, and I believe that's about it. They have some limited production lines that they do, and of course the Padron original line. There's a whole bunch of Vitolas of this. If you're looking for the price performers, the 2000, 3000, I think, that's basically a Robusto, and this is between a Robusto and a Toro size. They tend to be most available because Padron cigars aren't always available readily, and they also tend to be at a decent price point. I hope this one is as good as the ones I've smoked before, but I'll tell you about that in a few minutes. I've gotten down almost to the end of this Padron 3000 Natural. It did not disappoint. It is a good cigar. Let's talk construction first. The cap on it, I gotta say, was a little bit funky. It's kind of wrinkly. Didn't present any problems, so I did a V cut on it, as you can see, and smoked up nice. Draw on these Padron cigars is very, very loose. If you like a loose draw, and I do, it is heaven. But if you don't like a loose draw, it might be a little bit too loose for you. They're kind of loose packed too. I recall from smoking a lot of them that they get kind of mushy at the end. This one did not. It held up pretty firm. Tobacco, I didn't mention before, is aged 2.5 years. And Padron is kind of unique in that respect because they age all of their tobacco several years. But when they make a cigar and finish the cigar, they put it in the box and off it goes. So if you do buy a box of these, I would recommend that you rest it for a month or so to kind of let the flavors mingle a little bit. You can smoke them right out of the box. I've done that, and that's okay too. I put some pictures of the burn. Burn was perfect all the way down. No problems, no relights. Smoked like a champ. Smoked a little fast. I'm going to say probably 40 minutes or so for this, and which is a little bit faster than I would expect for a cigar that size, but nonetheless, that's kind of a minor drawback. Flavor-wise, man, there's a lot going on with this cigar. Padron's website says it's toasty, and that is a flavor that really comes through, and it's pretty unique, I think. I don't think I've ever experienced that in any other cigar to the extent, that taste profile, to the extent that it is in this particular cigar. A little bit of nuts show up, some espresso. definitely some caramel flavor. And so overall, a lot of stuff going on. It is spicy at times, especially the first half is very spicy. I would say that in terms of body, this is a medium to medium full body, but strength, it kicks in pretty strong at times. If you like a little bit of spice in your cigar, this is definitely going to fit that bill. Overall smoking experience for me, I'm going to say this is a 9.5. I know I'm repeating myself, but I've smoked a lot of these, and I don't think I've ever had a bad one. I really haven't, both Maduro and natural. So it's a cigar I would highly recommend. If you've never had one of these, pick one up or pop for a box. I think you'll go through it just as fast as I went through my boxes when I had them. All right, that's it for today from Cigars and Other Dude Stuff. I'll see you next time.